What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Gobbler Effect, season number 2, episode number 6 here on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. My name is Chris Pierce. Happy to be back with you for another episode. Joined today once again by Hokies head coach Joey Mullen, as well as sophomore forward Ethan Garlock. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Good, Chris. How are you?
Doing good.
All right. Well, a big week 6 of the 2024-2025 season is upon us. You guys are coming back off a 4-game road trip with matchups against Stevenson and Ryder over the past 2 weeks, with the latter being the longest road trip of the season, 7 hours in total. But before we dive into what lies ahead this weekend with rival West Virginia on the mat, let's, as always, take a step back to what we witnessed this past weekend up in New Jersey. Now, Coach, I'm going to start with you. What was your overall take, as always, with another successful weekend?
I thought we came out Friday with a determined effort to kind of show what type of team we are, and we definitely succeeded in that. Pretty anytime you hang 10 goals on a team like that's you've done something really right in a game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. And then I thought you saw Saturday after the second period going into the third period. I think we kind of played not to lose instead of just going out and winning the game, and it almost bit us and had to have some big saves and some big plays down the stretch to pull it out.
Yeah. I first want to start with Friday night's game, the 10-3 win over the Bronx. How important was it for you guys to drive up there, get loose, and immediately score out on the road on the same day?
Well, it started on the bus. It was a long bus ride. We were a little bit late. The captains really had us going, moving our legs right from like as soon as we got like 30 minutes to the rink, within to the rink. And then, just getting a really nice warm up and bringing the energy to Jersey. It was very critical.
Well, yeah, like I said, you guys started off on the right foot. You guys tacked on Ryder early. And then you guys throughout the whole game had 5 power play goals. Now, Coach, we discussed this season how that's been different from seasons in the past where you guys struggled on the power play. Why is it this time that it's working on the power play compared to seasons in the past?
I think the biggest reason is having some of these young defensemen that have come in and just been able to settle up top and not have to rely so much on forwards kind of playing out of position on a power play. Like JH and Max have really come in and settled down our power plays, and they can kind of run them. And as freshmen, it's pretty impressive. So they played some good hockey, and they're playing some really good hockey right now. Like, you can throw them out and run any power play I want, and they're pretty confident, and it's easy for me to put them out there.
Well, you guys also won the mental game. I think that was also a crucial part of that first game against Ryder. You guys up 10-3. Obviously, Ryder being frustrated down 7 goals, especially in that later part of the game where there was a lot of physicality, especially on the Ryder side, but you guys staying composed and not aggressing back. How much did that play a factor, you think, in the grand scheme of the weekend and just, not staying composed and not giving in to what Ryder's frustration is providing for you guys?
I mean, that's something we talked a lot about. If you give a team repeated chances on a power play, it's going to bite you. So we've been preaching that all year is just stay disciplined, play our game, stay out of the box. And 5-on-5, we're a pretty good and dangerous team. So I like our chances with pretty much anybody 5-on-5.
And I also want to talk about the new look first line that we saw with Garlock, Paduzzi, and Cam Kazai. I mean, they put up 17 points combined in that first game. The second game also putting up numbers with Paduzzi as well, getting involved with a couple goals and assists, and so as Garlock. I just want to ask, what made you decide to put Garlock on that first line with you and Andrew out, not coming up to you with you guys that weekend? What made you decide to put Garlock on that first line? What made him fit so well?
I mean, we kind of got to look at it last weekend. We had Cam because I a little frustrated in the second game, took a 10-minute misconduct. So Ethan jumped up on that line with Doozy and Ewan, and Doozy seemed to like playing with him. They seemed to click right away. So it was a natural like fit to give him another shot up there. I mean, I'll be honest, like Cam and Doozy make life easy for anybody. So
Yeah.
you just got to be, if you're a smart enough player, they're gonna make you look good.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun playing with them. They definitely like one of them is just always open. They're so fast too. It's just pretty easy to keep up.
I wonder what is it like receiving passes from Purdue? Do you know when he's gonna pass it to you or when he's gonna score? Same with Cam. Is it always like a guessing game? Or do I always have to be open? Are they gonna shoot it? What is like your mindset when you're on the line with those guys?
Um, just pretty much just be ready for any pass that might head towards me. Just being ready, watching the puck at all times. I think a couple times this weekend, they use deception really well. So not even the defender know where it's going. So I just got to be ready and then um to shoot or dish it back to them.
Well, yeah, this was a big weekend for you personally from Princeton, New Jersey. We played in Lawrenceville about 10 minutes away. We talked about it a little bit. What was it like playing so close to home?
It was amazing. I had a lot of family and friends come out, so that motivated me a little bit more to just skate a little faster, work a little bit harder, just to, they don't really get to see me play all that often unless it's on TV, like on YouTube. So it was definitely a special moment, special games for me and my family.
Well, in the overall scheme of things, you're having a great sophomore season, a career year for you. How have you improved your game from last season now to this season and taking a step forward on this squad?
I think it's just, the mentality and practice, like just staying ready at all times, working your hardest, competing with everybody, knowing that at one moment you'll get your chance. And luckily that's what happened to me this weekend. And you just got to be ready to prepare and just take advantage of it.
And I've asked the other guys this on the show as well, and I'll ask you, what are your expectations for this team this season?
Obviously to just give it your all every single game, just, we want to go as far as possible, like with playoffs and stuff and regionals and all that, but really just focusing on it one game at a time, not looking behind and not looking too far in the future.
Well, I do want to stay on last weekend real quick, and I want to go to game two. It was a nail biter, a little more physical, especially at the end. But the big thing was that we got the points. We got 3 points. How big, I'm going to ask you both this question. How big was that win? And what were some of the things that you saw that were improved from the night before, or you saw a lack thereof?
I mean, with a short turnaround, I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. And look, Ryder's a good team. They're a skilled team. They're a prideful team. Like they weren't going to come out and just roll over just because we had beaten them bad the night before. So I think we got a little undisciplined in the third and a little lazy in the third. We were up 5-2 going in that period, so they thought we would kind of just mail it in, and they were ready for the third. They weren't gonna quit. They came firing. Got two kind of awkward goals, I think, and then it was game on. And without Cook in net, and a huge revenge game for him from last year, and being from New Jersey, like the save he makes with about a minute left, he had no business making. So I was super happy for him and just proud of him for battling through that game and coming out with a good result for him.
Yeah, I think we definitely were playing for Cook there. Especially in the third. We were really just trying to be there for him, even though we got a little bit undisciplined, like Coach said, getting too many penalties, some stupid penalties, but really just giving it your all, especially on the last couple shifts, knowing that they had an extra man on the ice, just trying to get it out of the zone, and just win it 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, as I phrased it on the broadcast, going coast to coast from Pacific to Atlantic, on that one save, denying, I believe it was a Rouch on that one timer opportunity. I mean, that was incredible. But I want to stay on Cook 1 second and just ask you, Coach, how has he improved over the course of his time at Virginia Tech? What does that say about the overall goaltending that you guys have?
Oh, I mean, we got three kids we could roll out there at any point. I mean, Key's been super locked in. This was our Shane's first start of the year, but I've had him in a couple other games, and Tucker's been really good also. So I mean, we're confident rolling anybody out there. As far as Shane goes, I think his freshman year he had a really good year, and I think last year, sophomore year, got put in some tough spots and kind of lost some confidence. And I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed him coming back this year is just confident, happy playing again. Like it's not stressful for him. And when you bring in 4 top end freshman defensemen that can just step up and play with the guys we already had, like it's making his life a little easier back there. So we're not having to rely on goalies to steal us every game anymore. So they can just play their game, focus on what they need to do, and the team in front of them is just playing really good right now.
Do you feel like after this weekend you can compete with anyone in the league?
I mean, I think you have to feel that way. I mean, we had a really good game with NC State weekend number 1 after 2 practices, and they're gonna be a top 5 team. Like, I mean, historically, the last 7-8 years they've been there. Riders historically a top 10 team. Uh, we got a good test coming up this weekend with West Virginia. They've won their division and league the last 2 years in a row. So I mean, they know how to win. They know how to get it done. They've always given us tough games, no matter what it is. So I think we can. Yeah, as long as we come out and play our game, we can play with anybody.
Yeah. And I also want to talk about now you guys have won 7 games in a row, which is the longest streak dating back to 7 years in 2017. What is the key for you guys staying so hot? And do you see yourselves as having a growing target on your back as now? Oh, we see Virginia Tech now as like a threat to like, knock down like a big domino now.
I mean, yeah, like when everybody wants to end someone's win streak. So the further this thing goes along, the bigger shots you're going to get taken at you. So if we just stay simple and like what we've preached all year is simple and consistent, like the same effort every night in practice is translating to the same effort every night in games, I think we'll be fine. I mean, this year in practice has probably been one of the best groups we've probably ever had. It's ultra fast, ultra competitive every single night because there's 30 players on this team that could jump in the lineup at any time, and there's not going to be much of a drop off, if any.
Well, talked about last weekend. Let's now turn our attention to this weekend finally. You guys return home to take on a rival, West Virginia, Admiral Cup champs the last season, and as you mentioned, the last 2 seasons. So I want to start with what are your expectations of this weekend and how much of this game does this game being a rivalry mean to you? And that's for both of you guys.
Go ahead, Garlock, you can take it first.
All right. Uh, the expectations for this weekend is obviously to win, not play down to teams. That's what we've been talking about all year. Just playing our game, not focusing on, you know, their record or even our record on what we've accomplished and just worrying about what we can accomplish and what we need to do each and every night.
Yeah, I think they're going to come in ready. They had a big win last weekend, so they're going to want to take us on. Their aspirations are, I'm sure, moving up to the Premier Division with us. So these are good tests for them to show them where they're at. They've been really good games the past probably 3 or 4 years. Back and forth in this series, I would say probably pretty even over the last 3 years. We just got to show up and play. We got to be ready from the beginning, and that's what we've talked about. Fast starts this year, and we've done a good job of that. So if you can start fast and put a team down early, it's a lot easier to play that game instead of chasing it.
Yeah. Well, not only do you have to worry about playing your rival, but there's also history on the line as well. There's 2 history possibly making events. We're going to start with Gavin Peduzzi this weekend has a chance, 1 point away from becoming the all-time program leader in scoring. What I'll ask you, Coach, because you're going to be the one playing him, obviously. What is your plan for him this weekend? How much ice time do you think he's going to get that?
I mean, he's a good, humble kid, so it's not like we're gonna be. He's not chasing it. He knew what he had to do this year coming in point wise, and I would say he'd probably tell you too. He probably didn't expect to be here this quick. I mean, he's on a torrid pace right now, like 25 points in 8 games. Like he's playing well, and that's probably a big attribute is his line mates. Like, I mean, they're getting him the puck. I mean, if you look at his stats, he's got more assists than goals, so he moves the puck a lot. I think it's pretty cool that we have a chance to both break a record in the same game. I honestly thought he was going to get it in the third period, the way we had been playing. He wanted to do it at home. I know that. So this is a good chance to do that. I mean, it's going to be a fun night if we show up and both get it, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, we say we as in Peduzzi, but also you as well, potentially breaking the all-time ACC head coaching record. You're currently tied at 192. Could get 193. One win away. What will that moment to you feel like when you finally accomplish that goal?
I don't know yet. Like I kind of I mean, I've thought about it in the back of my mind, but it's just one of those things like you go into a season every year and you don't know how it's going to play out, and this one kind of just is taken off. So I honestly, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the year, would I expect to be here this quick? I'd have probably told you no. Just uncertainties. I mean, it's gonna feel cool. It's definitely cool to do it. Have the potential to do it at home. I think I've hit a lot of milestones. I've hit 75, 100, and 150 all at home. So 193 would be pretty cool. And
Oh, why not?
it's a testament to all the good teams and great players and great kids that I've had over the last 15 years. Like it's not me winning the games. I'm the beneficiary of their wins. So they put in all the hard work, and I guess I get the credit for the wins, but it's because of them, really.
For sure. Well, we'll see what happens this weekend with West Virginia. But I want to just give you guys one last question, and it's about, this overall season and that. What does last weekend statement against Ryder say about this program to the average hockey fan? Why, or just in this overall season, why should fans want to watch out for the Virginia Tech Hokies when they hit the ice this season?
I think it's really just the work ethic, and you can really see how much work we put in to, all the systems and even individually the skill levels of each and every one of the players. Um, just it'll be a good show, each and every game, just battling with the team, and it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I think it just shows the step we've taken from the last couple years. We've been really close at getting back to regionals, and I know that's been a goal for the teams in the last 3-4 years. I definitely think we've set ourselves up in a good spot so far, and it's kind of up to us. We kind of hold our own destiny. If we keep doing what we're doing, we're gonna get where we want to go.
Yeah, well, all exciting. Can't wait to see what happens for the rest of the season, especially this upcoming weekend. Well, that will do it for episode number 6 of the Gobbler Effect here on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel here, as well as click on the notification bell for live stream and content updates this season. Ethan, Coach Mullen, thank you again for joining us. Folks, don't forget to tune in this weekend as the Virginia Tech Hokies come back home to take on rival West Virginia. You can watch both games live here on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network, with Friday's game starting at 7:30, followed by the series finale on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Well, until next time, guys, go Hokies.